Welcome back to Tuesday Lunchtime. Now, fair to say the coronavirus pandemic has impacted African businesses and their employees, closing many operations. With businesses in many African countries now reopening, obviously including South Africa, after a long period of inactivity, it's important they remain vigilant about the risk environment to mitigate losses that might occur as a result of reopening. That is important. It's sage advice from a risk bulletin from Allianz Global Corporate and Speciality. I'm joined now by its Africa Chief Executive, Thusang Mahlangu. Good afternoon to you and welcome. This is an important conversation. What, in your opinion, as businesses start to flex their muscles again, is the biggest risk in reopening?
Thank you, Jeremy, and thank you for the opportunity. I think for us, we're looking at from the property perspective. I think that's the bulletin focus for now. And we're quite cognizant that the bulletin does not cover all aspects. It is not supposed to be a silver bullet. But I think the biggest issue that we're seeing is basically inspecting of the sites of all the buildings and the critical equipment, that especially fuel-fired equipment that's been idle for the past 5 months. And now, all of a sudden, they have to be put into action. And this poses additional risks in terms of fires and explosions.
Where would an organization stand then in terms of insurance if they don't run through a comprehensive check? I guess that they'd be in a lot of trouble.
I think what's important is that as insurance companies, we provide support, we provide guidance in terms of loss control services for clients to be able to manage such exposures so that they can reduce the risk of these events happening. In an unfortunate event of this risk or a fire happening, of course, they will be covered. But I think this bulletin is just to provide preventative measures. For example, if you think about the issue of sanitizers, and which is very important, we have to sanitize, we have to stay healthy, we have to exercise social distancing. But we've seen a lot of organizations procure large amounts or large volumes of sanitizers. And what's key here is that sanitizers are highly flammable and they contain high volumes of alcohol. And therefore, these should be stored away from ignition sources and also be stored away and so that they do not cause fire risks. That's as an example.
I mean, it's such an obvious thing, but I'm sure that many people are watching us and saying, boy, I haven't stored my sanitizers properly. Would you be able to tell me which industries are at greater risk than others?
In our experience, we would say that the manufacturing industries are at a greater risk. And if you think about the issue of the number of people also that are on site, I don't think a lot of businesses have 100% occupancy at the moment. So that's another risk where what we're seeing is there enough people that are being trained for fire safety? Are they all at the premises? In terms of even emergency, in an event of an emergency, are they available and are they able to resolve that scenario? So I think that also needs to be taken into account.
That's important advice. Thank you. Thusang Mahlangu from AGCS Africa. He is the Chief Executive Officer. Now,